Have you ever passed gas and thought, that one felt different? Maybe it wasn't just the sound or the smell, but something about it didn't sit right in your gut, literally and figuratively. If you're over 60, I want you to lean in close because today we're going to talk about something nobody wants to bring up at the dinner table, but everyone should hear. That's right, we're talking about farts, not the innocent, cheeky little toots you blame on the dog. I'm talking about certain types of gas that could be your body's early alarm bells, gentle puffs of warning that something deeper might be brewing under the surface. Now, before you chuckle and brush this off, hear me out. After 60, your digestive system isn't what it used to be. Foods hit different. Digestion slows down, and sometimes your body starts trying to talk to you through gas. And no, it's not trying to gossip, it's trying to warn you. See, gas is normal, it's natural. But when it becomes too smelly, too frequent, too painful, or too strange, shit can be a red flag waving from your colon, liver, pancreas, or even your heart. This isn't about embarrassment anymore. This is about health. It's about catching the signs before they become emergencies. So let's sit down, just you and me, like two old friends chatting on the porch. Let's take a look at what your farts might be trying to tell you. And don't worry, I'll keep it real, but I'll keep it respectful. We're not here to shame, only to know better, so we can live better. Now, let's start with one of the most overlooked but absolutely crucial warning signs: rotten egg gas. Yep, I said it. That unmistakable, sulfuric stink that can clear a room faster than a fire alarm. You know the one. If your flatulence smells like boiled eggs gone evil, that's hydrogen sulfide gas, in small amounts, okay, normal. But when it's frequent and pungent enough to make your eyes water, that's a problem. That kind of gas is often linked to poor protein digestion or a bacterial imbalance in the gut. Worse, it could point to liver trouble, and the liver, my friend, is one silent soldier. It doesn't cry out until the damage is far along. When your liver struggles, toxins don't get filtered properly, and sulfur compounds can build up, sneaking out through your breath and, yep, your gas. If this smell is sticking around, it might be time for a liver check, not just a change in diet. And while we're on the topic of diet, let's talk about sudden increases in gas with bloating and pressure. That kind of gas, the kind that makes you feel like a balloon with a bad attitude, can mean your body isn't handling carbs well anymore. As we age, our enzyme production drops, and our ability to digest certain foods like bread, dairy, and even fruit can change overnight. Ever eat your usual sandwich or bowl of fruit, then suddenly find yourself waddling around, gassy, bloated, and miserable? That's not just age. That's a possible sign of carbohydrate malabsorption. Things like lactose intolerance, fructose intolerance, or even a sneaky condition called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO. SIBO happens when bacteria that normally live in the large intestine start creeping into the small intestine, where they don't belong. These little squatters throw a party every time you eat sugar or carbs, and their party balloons are, you guessed it, gas. But not just any gas. We're talking loud, constant, uncomfortable gas that comes with bloating, brain fog, and sometimes even fatigue. If that sounds familiar, don't just tough it out. Talk to a doctor. There are real treatments and real relief. Now, let's pause for a second. You might be thinking, come on, it's just gas. Doesn't everyone get gassy? Yes, they do. But here's the key. Not all gas is created equal, and not all gas is harmless. When your gut changes, your gas changes. And when your gas changes, you have to pay attention. Because here's the thing no one wants to admit: people don't just die from big diseases out of nowhere. Most of the time, the body whispers before it screams, and for many people over 60, the whisper comes from the belly. That brings us to a third kind of gas to watch out for: the kind that comes with pain. Not just mild discomfort, but sharp, sudden, or cramping pain in your lower abdomen, sometimes followed by urgent trips to the bathroom. You might blame it on something you ate, but if it keeps happening, it could be more than a bad lunch. Gas that causes pain could be a sign of diverticulitis, those little pouches in your colon that get inflamed, infected, or worse, can rupture. Or it could be irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or even colon polyps or cancer. Yes, I said it. Nobody wants to hear it, but catching things early, especially after 60, can literally save your life. Painful gas isn't always serious, but it's never something to ignore, especially if it keeps coming back or shows up with other symptoms like blood in the stool, fatigue, or weight loss. Trust your gut literally. If it's acting strange, speak up. Now I know, talking about gas isn't exactly glamorous. But if you've made it this far in life, you know that health doesn't care about glamour. It cares about awareness. And awareness, my friend, is how we stay ahead of the curve. So take a breath. Laugh if you need to. But keep listening, because the signs are there, and together we're going to walk through them, one puff at a time. Let's keep going. Now that we've talked about painful gas and that unforgettable rotten egg stench, let's shift to something that sneaks up on people: silent gas. And I don't just mean the quiet ones you blame on the furniture. I'm talking about gas that doesn't make a sound but comes with a feeling. A tightness, a strange fullness in the chest or upper belly, sometimes even a bit of shortness of breath. This type of gas is tricky, because it might not be coming from your colon at all. It could be your heart waving a red flag. Here's what happens. As we age, especially past 60, heart health can quietly deteriorate. Plaque builds, arteries stiffen, blood doesn't flow like it used to. But here's the twist. Sometimes, instead of feeling it as chest pain, the body disguises it as gas pressure or indigestion. You eat a meal and suddenly you feel like something's stuck right under your breastbone. Not sharp pain, but pressure, discomfort, or a gas, like bubble you can't burp away. Too many people brush this off as just gas. They pop an antacid, lie down, and hope it passes. But in some cases, that pressure is a warning sign of a heart attack, especially in older adults, and especially in women. If you ever feel gas pressure accompanied by nausea, sweating, pain radiating into the shoulder or arm, don't wait. It's not just your stomach. Call for help. You've got one heart. Listen to it. Let's take a breath for a second. I know this is heavy stuff. You're probably thinking, can a fart really be this serious? And the answer is, not always, but sometimes yes. The key isn't to panic every time your stomach rumbles. The key is to be tuned in, to know your body like an old friend. Because when something changes suddenly or slowly, it's usually trying to tell you something, and it's your job to listen. Now here's another big one: foul. Smelling gas with greasy or floating stools. I know, sounds gross, but stay with me. If your gas comes with bowel movements that look oily, yellowish, or hard to flush, this could be a sign your body isn't absorbing fat properly. This is often related to issues with your pancreas, gallbladder, or bile production. These organs work as a team to break down fat. And when they start failing, fat just slides through undigested. That fat then ferments in your gut, creating a gas that is thick, persistent, and downright offensive. It clings to the air and lingers in your home like a bad memory. Sometimes this comes with bloating, Other times, it's just constant, frequent gas that leaves you feeling tired or even losing weight without trying. If this is happening, your pancreas may not be producing enough digestive enzymes, or your gallbladder might be sluggish or blocked. This kind of gas is not something to ignore. It's like your body waving a flare gun. Hey, we're not breaking down your food right. The longer this goes on, the more nutrients you lose, the weaker your body becomes, and the more at risk you are for diabetes, malnutrition, or even pancreatic disease. And let me say this with love. You deserve to absorb every bit of nourishment your food has to offer. You worked hard your whole life. Your body deserves to receive what you give it. So if gas is telling you it's struggling, don't shame it. Support it. Now, let's talk about timing, because sometimes gas isn't about what you eat. It's about when it shows up. Gas that appears only at night and wakes you up with discomfort or bloating could be related to acid reflux or even sleep apnea. Yes, sleep apnea can cause swallowed air that builds up in the stomach, especially if you snore or breathe heavily during the night. Night gas is sneaky. You think it's harmless, but if it's consistent and it's robbing you of sleep, it can lead to bigger problems, like high blood pressure, heart strain, and even memory issues. Don't ignore nighttime gas. If it's affecting your sleep, your mood, or your appetite, it's worth checking out. All right, let me ask you something. When was the last time you had a full body checkup? Not just your blood pressure or sugar, but your digestion, your liver, your pancreas, the whole system. Because what this all comes down to is paying attention to what feels off. That's the superpower of aging. You know your body better than anyone else. You've earned that wisdom. Now it's time to use it. So if your gas has changed, if it's painful, smelly in a new way, too frequent, too silent, or it shows up with other symptoms, trust yourself. Don't just live with it. Don't just Google and hope. Ask, investigate, get clarity. You're not being dramatic. You're being smart. You're being proactive. You've got so many good years ahead. Let's not let something as small as gas sneak in and cause problems because we were too embarrassed to take it seriously. Take a moment, think about what you've noticed in your own body lately, and remember, you are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to demand answers. You are allowed to put your health first. We've laughed a little, maybe cringed once or twice, but mostly, we've dug deep into what your body might be trying to tell you through the most unexpected messenger, gas. Let's finish with one more warning sign that too many people brush off, gas that alternates with constipation and diarrhea. You ever have those days where your gut can't make up its mind? One day you're stopped up like a blocked pipe, and the next day it's like a faucet. It's been turned on full blast. Gas in this case doesn't come alone. It's like a wild card in a game of digestive roulette. This isn't just an annoying pattern. It could be a sign of something more serious, like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, colitis, or even early signs of colorectal cancer. Here's how it usually starts: a little bloating after meals, some gas you chalk up to old age, then maybe a few irregular bowel movements. But over time, it starts to affect your life. You're avoiding social gatherings because you're scared your stomach will act up. You're skipping certain foods that used to be your favorite. You're not sleeping right. Your energy feels zapped. And quietly, without realizing it, your world starts shrinking. But your life is meant to expand as you age, not contract. You're not meant to live in fear of the bathroom or carry shame over your body's natural signals. If this gas and bowel combo has become your normal, it's time to push back. Go to your doctor, ask for a colonoscopy, get stool tests, check for food intolerances. Advocate for yourself like you would for someone you love. Because, guess what? You are someone worth fighting for. Now, let's pull back and take a breath. After all this talk about farts, it's easy to forget that what we're really talking about is quality of life. It's not about being afraid of gas, it's about not ignoring it when something feels off. Your body is like a wise old storyteller. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and gas, believe it or not, is one of those whispers. That little pressure you feel after dinner, that smell that wasn't there before, that tightness in your upper stomach that comes and goes, they all have something to say. And when you're over 60, your job isn't to be perfect. It's to pay attention. You've made it through a lot in life. You've raised families, worked jobs, survived heartbreaks, and grown wise. Don't let a silent symptom rob you of the healthy, vibrant years you've worked for. You still have so much left to enjoy. Your favorite meals, morning walks, grandchildren's laughter, peaceful evenings without discomfort. If something in your gut doesn't feel right, don't let embarrassment keep you silent. Take action, speak up, seek clarity, and if you've been living with uncomfortable gas, irregular bowel habits, or stomach pain for a while, it's time to let go of that pride and make an appointment. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Remember, you are not a burden. You are not too old to get help. You are not meant to just put up with it. You are meant to thrive at 60, at 70, at 80. As long as that heart is beating, your life is still unfolding. Don't let something small today turn into something big tomorrow. So here's what I want from you. If you've related to anything in this video, drop a comment below. Not just for me, but for others watching who feel alone. Tell us what you've noticed. Share your story. Because someone out there is scared of what they're going through, and your words might just help them feel seen. And if this helped you, give it a like, hit that subscribe button. This channel is your space, a place where we talk about the stuff others ignore. The real stuff, the stuff that matters, and we'll keep doing it together. Take care of yourself, be gentle with your body, and listen to the whispers before they become shouts. You deserve health, you deserve answers, and yes, you even deserve to talk about farts without shame. Here's to living lighter, on the inside and out. Yellow heart.